You wouldn't want to get your newest movie tattooed on your forehead in case it flops.
True.
But, I could, get...
Although you get longevity out of it. If you get Fast and Furious on there, then that thing's going to go for
keep
years.
going and going and going. But, maybe like Nike or, something classy like Victoria's Secret or something across my forehead. I'd probably think about it.
What would you get tattooed there, though?
I don't know. Visit the website, get a 10% off voucher and have the voucher on my forehead. So, you can just snap a pic. Or...
The coupon.
Yeah, a coupon.
Oh, that's clever. You could have that sort of Q code.
Yeah, the QR code.
You could have the QR code.
Yeah, then I wouldn't have to have anything else. It could be an air of mystery. So people have to come up and scan my forehead.
You'd look like a baddie from Star Trek The Next Generation.
That'd be pretty cool. I could get some funky glasses or something and get free drinks because people were intimidated, perhaps.
So scan the QR code, get a voucher to what store?
What for? eBay, Pornhub.
What do you use?
I don't know. Something like that. I wouldn't want a can opener or a bottle opener tattooed on my forehead, but one of those 3D tattoos so I could open bottles and never have to go looking for my keys for my bottle opener.
Yeah, but if you did that, you'd look like a bad guy from Judge Dredd.
I am the law. I am the man who will open your bottles.
These days it all just seems like gobbledygook, and you'd be forgiven for thinking that this country's being run by the Muppets. Or maybe it is. Richard Headley Morning Show. Contact us anytime. Have your say. The number 13 13 13 13 13. Lines are open now. It's true what they say. A family that argues together possibly stays together. And it all depends on how much your neighbours can hear when you or your wife need to scream your lungs out at your darling little ones or vice versa. Right now, Shady Maple Homes are having a special on all family yell space areas. For a limited time, their Scream Now, Argue Later packages are simply hard to beat. This package comes with all new revolutionary muffled aggression technology, which allows you to scream bloody murder at your child with the comfort of knowing that the Joneses next door won't hear a terse word at all. Muffled aggression technology. It leaves out the guesswork, the days of asking yourself, did the neighbors hear hubby threaten bodily harm to the children for changing the thermostat? The answer would simply be no. Imagine cooking dinner. Little Jane is playing a 45s on her new Pi 3-in-1 stereo too loud in a room. You would be able to scream all the horrible things you want in order for her to shut it off and come and set the table. Or young Johnny is spending too much time in the bathroom with a lifestyle periodical that you've noticed from under his bed. Go top flight in your voice, and you're well protected from the boys in blue turning up at all. You can trust Shady Maple Homes with a possible money-back guarantee on all muffled aggression packages. Come and visit their showroom today at 408 Domestos Avenue, Plumpton. Then you can see their demo home and do your lolly at your loved ones with Shady Maple Homes' patented 7-argument simulator. Now your family can tear themselves apart with the comfort of knowing that in the suburbs, no one can hear you scream. Shady Maple Homes, operating for over 45 years and still never indicted. Make yours a Shady Maple Home.
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
So I was sitting around the other day, Az, and I was trying to think of ways that I could earn some extra coin. Because let's face it, who doesn't want to be rich? I'd love to be rich.
I'd love to be rich. Why don't you sell your forehead out for advertising space?
No, I think that idea is done and dusted. I've got to say, though, if there is someone who solely owns breweries, with the way that I drink a couple of beers, there's more than a couple of beers. But anyway, I think I've put all their children through college. For the 11 years that I've lived in this particular abode that I live in, I think I've put them all through college and probably paid for half of their weddings. But anyway, that's a different story. What would you love to do as your business if you could leave your normal 9 to 5 right now, your nose to the grindstone kind of job? What would you do?
What would I do? Speaking of beer, I'd probably love to become the head taster.
Good job.
And, then I'd have to have my office, up on the top floor in the sun with an ashtray, 60-inch TV, big stereo. Sport.
No, you do like a bet, so, you got access to the bet.
We'll get a footy tab in.
Yeah, get the tab in.
That automated machine.
What about the pokies? You get like one of those? A pool table?
Pool table, yeah.
Arcade machine?
Yeah, we could really go on with it. And I could have a team of staff that just brought me beer on a regular occurrence.
Yep.
More beer, maybe a pack of smokes here and there.
Oh, yes, nice.
Some chips.
Some handmaidens.
Or those meter maids from Gold Coast.
The Gold Coast, except no Warwick Kappa.
Oh, God, no.
No Warwick Kappa.
God, no.
That sounds like an excellent job to have as. But let me tell you, I think that this bloke has got the best job that he's ever done. He has secured a $132,000 investment, and he's developed Neuticles.
What's a Neuticle?
Well, he was looking at his dog after, because this is what you do, right? His dog went in for the snip, okay?
Yep.
So his dog, Buck, his beloved bloodhound, had gone in for the snip, okay? Which is fine, and people do that. That's what happens. But he felt that the dog had lost his manhood as.
Now, did he rename the dog from Buck to 50 cents after he got the snip?
What if people want to take, like, photos of their beloved animals, like, you know, you get the dog and you want to take the photo of the dog and all that kind of thing in its natural state after it's been neutered? Well, he's invented fake dog testicles.
Right.
Neuticles.
Neuticles.
They're called Neuticles. He got himself a grant to develop it. He maxed out all his credit cards, and then they developed Neuticles. Now, the first Neuticles that he did were implanted into a dog in 1995. So this hasn't been an overnight success job.
It was, 13 years ago?
13 years
So,
ago.
yeah, that's about right. It takes
No,
about
more than 13 years. That's 23 years.
23. Oh, I was going to say,
23 years.
you know, 13, 15, 20 years, that's usually how long it takes your balls to drop.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's been through, like, business puberty, hasn't he, really?
What happened, right, is he's developed this idea and he's gone to the printers, and I'm doing that inverted commas to get these things done.
Can you imagine that conversation? It's like,
It's 3 o'clock, Sam.
hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
So, what have you brought me today?
Listen, I got this idea, and call me wily, but I think my dog is less of a male dog now that he's had the snip. Fake dog nuts.
You what now?
I don't think the dog, my dog, Buck, I don't think that he's less of a dog now, and I just think that I want to make him more of a dog. I would like to, I'd like to print fake dog nuts, and I think this could be a lucrative business, so I need you on board with it.
So, you're telling me that you want my company to make fake testicles for dogs?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And you want me to put my name to this?
Well, you don't have to. I mean, I'll put my name. I'm sure it's going to be lucrative. There is going to be some money for it, but if you want to put your name, that'd be sensational. Thank you.
You do realise that there's only a few printing companies in this state, and it'll get back.
Right.
And how many testicles have you sold?
Well, I mean, I've only just had the one set put into my dog.
So that's 2.
Well, there's 2, yes, exactly, but it's a pair.
Right.
So you seem a bit skittish about it. I'd really like you to print my dog nuts, if you could.
We make water bottles and packing for computers.
Yep.
Oh, we don't make dog testicles.
You don't yet?
No. How much money have you got?
Well, I've got $132,000.
It's going to cost $182,000.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Well, you mean to say that you don't want to print my dog nuts?
I say balls to that.
Well, I've got them here. If you want to,
I don't want to touch them. Put them away.
Well, put a sample here. Put them on the chart. You can hang them from your rear vision mirror. What's so funny, sir? Are you crying? Are you crying, sir?
This is ridiculous.
However, do you know now, after this whole success story, like we could joke about him wanting to make fake dog nuts. Do you want to know what he's got now?
What?
Millions of dollars. He now lives in a luxurious home in Missouri, which he refers to as the house that Neuticles built.
Is it made of Neuticles?
I don't know if it's made of Neuticles, but let's just break it down for the layman here.
Oh, all right.
Dog's balls made him rich. He has a house that has a man cave with a walk-in humidor for his cigar collection, Las Vegas poker machines, a sauna, and 6 Neuticle billboards that are located along a highway nearby.
Are you serious?
Yes, he's bought the land.
He has a testicle empire.
He's got a testicle empire. Now, this would really change the face of that movie, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Ooh.
Is your dog been neutered or getting there? Does he need his nuts? Ring this number. That movie would have been over in 3 minutes.
He could have saved some money. He would have only needed 2 billboards, one for each nut.
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
Speaking of testicles, well, not really. I didn't really have a better segue. But anyway,
where's this going?
let's get into...
Where's this going?
let's get into a new movie that's coming out and causing
is this our film corner, is it?
Yeah.
This is film corner on the Burble. Okay, all right.
Okay.
So what's the new movie coming out?
Well, it's raising some eyebrows and causing some controversy.
Hmm.
It's Melissa McCarthy's new vehicle. Now, it's the Happy Time Murders.
Oh, I did see the trailer for this.
Yeah, so it's...
Happy Time Murders. So they're using puppets that are similar to that M word, which we can't really mention.
No, it's on a
Muppets, I said
certain street that I don't know how to get there.
Did we ever find out as kids how to actually get there?
I don't think so.
Because the person they're talking to, there must be mute or sign language or something, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they never reply back to where Sesame Street actually is.
No, and it kind of looked like a gated community to me. You know, you went down past Mr. Hooper's store, and then there was like a bigger area, and then there was houses. So you only one way in, one way out.
But a beautiful brownstone, though, that
Oh,
that Susan and Gordon used to live in.
Oh, remember?
Have you seen Bob these days? Bob was on that show from day one. He is like old. He's like pensioner old. Like he's worse than pensioner old. I think he's in his 80s old, mate.
I haven't watched Sesame Street for a while.
Do you know what I used to like on Sesame Street? When they used to they went to the crayon factory and filmed how crayons were made and stuff. I'm like, I'm interested in that. Maybe I'll get into engineering.
Did you?
No.
Right. So it didn't work.
I liked putting crayons up my nose, though, because they smelt nice. Has anyone ever got through a full pack of crayons?
What, up their nose?
No. Like, you buy crayons and then, like, they're either snapped or they're just thrown away or they're lost under the couch or anything like that. Anyone who's got kids knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
All right. But has anyone actually gotten through, like, taught their kids to go, let's wear your crayons down to the nub and then we'll get you a new packet? I don't think that ever happens.
Yeah, and it'd be like the white crayon. Whoever uses the white crayon.
Well, that's true. Now you're blowing my mind.
Yeah.
The white crayon, who's using that on paper? On butcher's paper?
No one.
It just gives
That's
it,
the one to go up your nose.
It's just a sheen, is it? Is there really a white crayon?
There's always white crayons.
White crayon. Wow. Anyway, let's get back to this this movie. Anyway, it's called The Happy Time Murders. It's Melissa McCarthy, as you said. Now, apparently in the trailer there is it's a red band trailer, by the way.
Yep.
If you know what that is. Red band trailer where there is a puppet that ejaculates for rather a long time on screen. And they resemble the ones from Sesame Street. And Sesame Street are pissed and they want to sue.
Yeah.
They want to sue.
Yeah, because someone gave their puppet a double gin on a flight. Everyone's suing.
Do you know the tagline for the movie? I'm just having a look here at the trailer. It says, "No Sesame, all street."
I know, it's great. It is a brilliant tagline. I think they've done really well there.
What they're doing, okay, is that they reckon that the threat of irreparable injury that's posed to Sesame Street's brand and mark cannot be overstated. Now, I see their point. I really do. Now, I just want to diverge for a second. There's a movie that was released a couple of years ago called Sausage Party. Seth Rogen, full animated movie about food that is in the supermarket, and they feed them when they think the gods come and choose them, they go at the door that they're going to go off to some type of food of nirvana, but they find out that they're cutting their heads off and this, that, and the other, and it's horrible. It's an R-rated movie. I had a friend of mine in Darwin buy the movie, not realising that it was the way it was, and put it on from his 3 girls.
Nice.
Who, well, let's just say
Still in therapy?
They're probably still in therapy and will be for quite a while. So if you've seen that movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. This one is probably going to be the same. And if it's got anything to do with Melissa McCarthy, and I'm not a Melissa McCarthy hater. I'm not a fan of Melissa McCarthy in any way, but there's something about her as that I just don't find funny, but she's got a lot of toe in this water.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat as you. I'm not a hater. I'm not a lover. I don't really care either way. She's kind of like the vanilla ice cream of comedy.
I kind of think that after that Ghostbusters thing happened, I just went, no, I'm not. I can't off you.
Yeah, she kind of Adam Sandler'd it for a while.
I mean, she's no Roseanne Barr. What's happened?
That's a whole podcast.
Good. That's a whole volume. You could write Funk and Wagnall volumes on that. Roseanne Barr. But anyway, listen, they reckon that this movie's going to be out in August. They reckon it's going to be out in August and stuff like that. It's directed by Brian Henson, who is the son of Jim Henson. This is where I don't know. So I don't know if Sesame Street's got enough to do with Jim Henson anymore, or whether it did. I think that Jim Henson was just brought on for the puppet making stuff that he did, which made the Muppets And then, of course, they went on to become the Muppets.
Well, I think he kind of sold the designs to Sesame Street. So, the Elmos, the
what about Kermit, though? Kermit's crossover. Kermit was the only crossover character on Sesame Street, I noticed.